Up next on Montgomery Heartland, check out one of the newest farms in Montgomery County, and then the oldest. Plus, we'll learn about the county's farm equipment leasing program. Stay tuned.
And then it drops.
Montgomery Heartland, where county meets country. According to a 2017 report by the USDA, there are 557 farms in Montgomery County, Maryland. We'd like to add one more to that list, the Gypsy Flower Farm. Founded in January 2018 by Sid Agley, it's a 1.5-acre farm in Poolesville that features organically grown flowers. We caught up with Sid at the Folks Corner Farmers Market in Gaithersburg and then got a chance to visit his farm.
Gypsy Flower Farm is an organic farm based in Poolesville, Maryland. Everything we grow is without pesticides or chemicals, kind of more of advanced small-scale flower farming, and we grow over 15 varieties of flowers. So today you're looking at bouquets that are filled with nigella, snapdragons. We also have over here zinnias, stock, and part of our hydrangea bush and spray roses.
And who does all the flower arranging?
I do everything.
You do it all?
Yeah.
Wow. Beautiful.
Thank you.
The farm is recognized by the Montgomery County Green Business Certification Program and is certified naturally grown. This means it meets certain criteria for sustainability.
And I'm one of the only flower farmers from CNG and the Montgomery County area at this moment.
Sid's farm is located in the Agricultural Reserve, a designated land use zone in Montgomery County that protects farmland against urban sprawl.
I got into the flower business because my mom, she had a flower shop, and I kind of grew up with flowers, working with them, doing proms at my local high school, weddings, and I kind of just came into obsession with flowers. And 2 years ago I started farming, growing all my seedlings inside under CFL lights, and it just started to pick up faster and faster, and now I'm growing on about an acre and a half next month.
Sid sells his flowers at farmers markets, at florist shops, and through the CSA, or Community Supported Agriculture, system of production and distribution. You can also stop by the farm to pick your own. County Council member Andrew Friedson, who represents District 1 where the Gypsy Flower Farm lives, stopped by to meet Sid and talk about the rewards and challenges of farming.
We started last year, and I've heard from lots of farmers in District 1 and across the county. And just from living here in Montgomery County, we felt it, but it was one of the toughest growing seasons
it was
in memory. It was one of the wettest years in history. What was that like?
I think starting my first year with pretty much planting in the ocean. I mean, it was definitely something that I don't wish upon anyone else starting out, but it pushed me way farther into the farming aspect. I mean, I learned how to grow numerous varieties within a year that should have taken me like 2 years to learn how to do it.
What was your biggest surprise? You knew you wanted to do this. You've been on this path. Yeah, it all grew.
I mean, it's definitely a sort of business that when you're starting out, I mean, you have to have sort of like faith. I come out here and I'll plant probably upwards about 300 seedlings, and you have to have this sort of mentality that they're all going to grow. But it's just trial by error. I mean, every year I'm learning different techniques, ways that farmers are now already established can learn from me, and I can kind of do the same with them.
And what's it like to have the Ag Reserve, where here we have an area that is just for agriculture, just for farming, but also be in close proximity to places like the ones where you sell your flowers?
Definitely a hot spot to be in.
It's literally where all the worlds are meeting. I think it's what makes Montgomery County so special, and for me, it's what makes District 1 so great, to have the urban, the suburban, and the rural for you, and I think you're really a testament.
Being outside, being in nature, kind of doing this kind of like down-to-earth, humble kind of job. I mean, I'm working with my hands, I'm growing, I'm selling it. It's an incredible experience to actually have a job like that.
I salute you for doing it. So
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
For more information about the Gypsy Flower Farm, go to gypsyflowerfarm.com. Did you know that the Century Farm designation is awarded to families who have farmed the same land for more than 100 years? The state of Maryland has 187 Century Farms, and 3 are located here in Montgomery County. The oldest is the Retirement Farm in Laytonsville, which is also a bicentennial farm. The 87-acre farm dates back more than 275 years, and it's owned by Put and Nancy Willett. Let's meet them and their historic property.
The Griffith family started in 1741 here in Montgomery County, and it has remained in our family in agriculture, in farming if you will, since 1741. Our house is a house that was built in 1842. It is one that replaced an older house that was a wood structure that burned down. Nancy and I, my wife, moved back here in 2002. We both moved back from the Annapolis area. We both worked in the Annapolis area. What's kind of interesting is when we moved back here, my friend said, "Oh, that's nice. You named your farm Retirement Farm." That's not exactly how it worked out. But I grew up here at Retirement Farm.
This is his great-great-great-great-grandfather. We raised 2 daughters in the Annapolis area, and we came almost every single weekend back here to the farm to visit his mom and dad. And then when Dad passed away, Put would come and help his mom do a variety of things here on the farm. He actually baled hay when we were a younger couple with the girls here. So the girls kind of grew up here on the weekends. In fact, they would come I didn't grow up in a really agriculture area. I grew up in Germantown, but it was the old country Germantown, which has changed tremendously now. I enjoy taking care of the flowers in the area, just seeing the fields change a lot, the environment change a lot.
In fact, the Willets leased the farmland to an adjacent farm, and a portion of the original farm is owned by Put's sister and brother-in-law, Jean and Tom O'Toole.
Good friend of ours who lives right behind us, Drew Stabler, is farming land, and this year has soybeans in.
Put spent his career as an agricultural educator, teaching in both high school and college, and continues his work in promoting agriculture.
We're celebrating our 20th annual Gas and Steam Show.
In addition, I've tried to stay in the educational arena. Most recently, a few years ago, I was president of the Maryland Agriculture Council, which goal is to promote agriculture and to educate folks about agriculture. The agriculture industry happens to be the largest industry in Maryland, a $2 billion industry.
Nancy is active in the local agricultural community as well.
I'm involved with the Laytonsville Women's Club, and they do a variety of charitable events and service projects in the area.
Quilting is also a passion of Nancy's. She donates them or gives them to friends and family.
Saw this beautiful sunflower fabric at the local quilt shop and just knew I had to have it, especially since my sister loves sunflowers. This is actually sunflower number 2.
Barn quilt blocks are a type of folk art. The Retirement Farm recently got its own.
Put and I celebrated our 50th anniversary last year, and my lady friends said, "Nancy, you need a quilt block on your barn." They asked me what quilt block I want, because you know there are hundreds of blocks that have names. And I said, well, we grow corn and soybeans here on the farm. And I said, there's a block out there called Corn and Beans. And I went and got a picture of it, and sure enough, they went and designed the pattern for it.
The Willets also collect antique tractors and show them here and around the country. Put is the resident expert.
This is a Waterloo boy hit and miss engine. This was a source of power on the farm in the early 1900s. This tractor here is a John Deere H. The John Deere H was one of the tractors that replaced the horse, really. It's a one plow tractor, meaning it can only do one furrow at a time in order to prepare soil to be planted. This particular John Deere H, at the time it was built, was first class. Why? Because it actually had electric start. Most of the tractors before this one, you had to hand crank.
The retirement farm gives us a glimpse into the many types of farms in Montgomery County. For more info on our farming community, go to these websites. Montgomery County farmers have a great support system through the Office of Agriculture and its partner agencies. One is the Montgomery Soil Conservation District, which administers a farm equipment share program.
I was just trying to figure out.
Yes, and if Russ doesn't need it now, then it's going to go back to Rock Hill.
This program offers farmers the opportunity to lease 4 pieces of equipment for a nominal fee: a no-till drill, a manure spreader, a walk-behind tractor, and a mulch lifter. Let's learn more.
This program was established in 2014 with the Office of Agriculture. They had secured a federal grant to purchase equipment. This provides an opportunity for new and beginning farmers to start farming and not incur the equipment costs, to help agriculture community grow in Montgomery County. First step is to get the paperwork to me. The next step is to be properly trained.
I make sure that you are appropriately trained on our equipment. That training might take just a few minutes if you have a farm background, or if you're totally new to using some of these pieces of equipment. We will spend an extensive amount of time making sure you understand how to hook up, how to unhook, and the appropriate use of that piece of equipment. One of the 2 greatest used pieces of equipment is the manure spreader, which provides us an opportunity to take the abundance of horse manure and other organic sources of nutrients for use as a way of increasing organic matter and also for nutrients supplement. So this unit has an apron chain that is driven by the power takeoff and literally transports the manure or the organic matter back to the beaters. The beaters spin and deposit it on the soil. The second most heavily used piece of equipment is our no-till drill. We really want to continue to promote the use of no-till seeding in and around our county. A unit like this could cost somewhere between $10,000 and $15,000. So that's quite an investment for a very short period of time usage on some of our farms. This allows us to seed grass seed, cover crops, and things like wheat or barley without doing tillage.
What it does is it makes a series of slits in the ground, 9 of them on this machine, and then it drops seed in them, and then it covers them over.
New farmers are not the only ones who use the equipment. Established farmers are on board too.
The farm is a 203-acre farm that's both in Olney and Sandy Spring. My wife and I, Marilyn and I, we purchased the farm in 1975. We had cattle then, but as time went by, we shifted from the cows to horses. And right now there are 42 horses on the farm. 4 belong to us and the rest are boarded. It's a nice program because it's a big piece of machinery. I wanted to use that to overseed my pasture or to take care of the horse trails. And being able to do this at a modest rate is a nice benefit. And it helps keeping things in shape too. The trails won't wash out with good growth of grass. My pastures will be healthy, and all this helps runoffs from the farm.
Making sure that all of our farmers, both the small ones as well as our mid-level and high-level farms, can still do this affordably is incredibly important. And just as we would with economic development support for any other company out there when it comes to acquisition of very expensive equipment, this is the same kind of case here for our farms. And so it's really exciting to see that support that's there and people being able to use it.
For more information on the Farm Equipment Share Program, check out this website or contact Karen Walker.